Give her a report from the other side.
Yes.
Oh, this one? Yeah. I'm like, you going by alias? Somebody knows who they should be. Oh, that's a beautiful name.
Yes, who want a drink? Like a drink drink.
Yeah, that's why I said light amount. Like maybe a couple sips.
I do have some Irish
And I
cream.
feel safe too.
Ooh,
Irish cream?
You want some Irish cream?
That's literally, I don't like all the alcohol though. I'm the only ones I like.
No, I'm good. I'm
Looking
okay.
at cream. I remember at one of the shows you had said you had a son and stuff too. How was your son? How's everything?
He's doing well. He's sophomore in high school.
What?
He's a kid.
That's an RD.
Irish cream or a cocktail, anyone?
What kind of cocktails?
Ooh, it's called Black and Blue.
Wow. Wait, this is amazing. What are the odds that?
I know, right, Sam?
My favorite alcohol. Like the only
Sam is so cute. She's like, wait, oh my gosh, wait. Sam, you ain't never had nothing like that. I'm telling you, that's that.
And so this was really like more, I wanted to just like kind of chill and hang out. You know, obviously we're gonna get on the couch and have some conversation, but I really like when we just commune and just kick it and just kind of kick it back. I feel like everybody's always working, moving, doing this, doing that, dealing with life, right? And we never really get to just sit and be like, you know, hey, how's it going? You know, how are you today? You know, what's funny? You know, what happened at the Kroger? What happened on the road today? Like, you know, those things. So I really appreciate these moments. I feel like these are the moments where we really get to know the person, not the artist, but the person. And I think the person is important. As artists, we are the healers. And if nobody takes the time to heal us, you know, or pour into us, then we're just giving. So I like to, you know, try to practice what I preach. You know, sometimes I have to take a step back. You know, I have been doing FSPC for a whole year and didn't even realize until literally dead smack in the middle of the last show, like, oh my God, it's been a year. So also I needed to be like, whoa, because just that going and that going and that going, it's like, you know, hold on. There is something that I'm missing, or there is something that I'm not getting, or there is something that I have not digested to say, hey, you know, let me pat myself on the back. I've came as far, but let me piece it all together. Let me piece those thoughts out and say, okay, this is where I'm going now. This is where I'm headed. You know, that vision that I had at the beginning of the year, we've seen it manifest into reality, right? But it's like, okay, but now where is it, right? So I encourage you all to not, you know, get caught up in the milestones, but also take the time to say, hey, where am I going next? And what does that look like? Because this version of me isn't the version of me of when I started 6 months ago. You know, I've grown. I'm a new person now. So evolution for me lately has been through the roof. You know, people, places, things, it's a no. Even I done got tired of my own shit. Like literally, I'm following the Artist Way trend in the book, right? So I'm doing the morning pages, right? And you know, these are things that you don't have to share. I'm gonna share a little piece with you guys. I found myself in the pages, because you know, girls just randomly write. It's a brain dump, right? Worrying about what this person thought of me, or how this organization may be looking at me, or how I was showing up, to the point where they sent me through the pages. I was like, I'm tired of reading Like, straight up. Like, I was tired of my own self in the pages. Like, forget these people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we do care about people, how they see us, how we show up. But don't let their opinion of you change who you are. Your authenticity. You know, your walk, your journey. I have to do that sometimes in doing these events. People always want to partner. They always want to do this. They always got a suggestion. They always, well, why you not doing it this? Why you not doing it this? Or I can help you do this, or I can add value to this. But you get to mingling with some of these people, you find out, well, you said you could do this, but then you only on these days, right? Or you said you could do this, you an opportunity, and baby, this flyer was looking better than doing it, then I done gave you this task, and what? Like, I don't need. So it's like those kind of things, and I learned that from in my skincare business too. You know, you met me through doing theater with your brother. That's how we got acquainted initially. And so, you know, me going through that whole process at that time, I had a marketing team. I got mentors and they told me, fire them. Why are you paying them? Like, you've already done more than what they've done for you. When I showed them what they did, they basically said everything you told them and put them on a whole bunch of sheets of paper. And what is all this extra stuff? And these like older people, graduated, they're retired from the beauty industry. So just taking that advice, it was just like, wow, you know, but even in that business, just applying it to life, in these businesses, in these opportunities, when we walk onto these stages, when we walk into these rooms, everything is a moment to have a reflection on, not what is this for the moment, but how is this helping me throughout life? Is it momentary, or is it something that I can take and keep? You know, because for me, this is important to me. Again, not really associated with my family the way that I used to, right? And even having a moment the other day, very candid, my sister reached out and was like, hey sis, you know, what you doing for the holidays? And I was like, I don't celebrate the holidays anymore, you know. Like, family ain't never been family, but, you know, I hope you have a nice day, you know. And she was like, okay, I will reach out again. And I was like, thank you. And she was like, you're welcome. And, you know, that night when I went to sleep, my spirit was like, I felt like her feelings got hurt. But I also thought about time and what happens in time, and when you don't want to repeat time. And I just completed the book, Completed Cycles, and we ain't gonna rerun back through no cycles. Whether it be family, friends, men, female, your kid, whoever, your preacher, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's hurting you, if this interaction hurts, if every time I gotta heal, no. It's a no. And so that's what family, you know, not all family, you know what I'm saying, but like that immediate core with your mother and your father, you know, your siblings, that core to me is not there. So this, I create my own core. I create my own thing. That's important to me, you know, because I want to show up for people the way that I want for people to show up for me. But also, even when people can't show up, I also want to be that person to say, when I didn't have to give, you know what I'm saying? When I didn't have nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you was still kind, or you was still whatever. You know, you see me, you work at security, you see me all the time. People here, they love me. I'll get somebody together, but I'm also very kind. You know, the shirt off my back, I'm gonna help the elderly person, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna offer whatever, you know, but that's my nature. I don't want nothing from that. I don't need nothing from that. It's who I am, like, and I'm okay with that. So I said all that to say is that bringing you all back was very special to me because damn, this is live. So
That's what I was hearing. I forgot that she had that on. It's like, who is Pavement? I thought
Sorry.
over here.
But I did say that we was gonna be real, bring the realness, right? This is my favorite group.
Yes.
Out of all the FSPCs that I did. And it's not because of talent. It's and not that any of the other people, it's just that collectively, y'all show up together even when y'all wasn't together. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all all text me on your own separate, checking on me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all all gave me grace when I had to be there for my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then y'all showed up for yourselves. Y'all made it easier for me to put on a show because y'all cared about y'all's talent. Y'all's people cared about y'all's talent. Why? Because they showed up to the show. They bought tickets. They came. You know what I'm saying? I never had to ask none of y'all. Share your flyer. Promote yourself. None of that. Everything was always, it's a go. I'm excited. Can't wait. This, that. It's up. Like, so I love that. So I love that you guys feel as passionately about yourselves and your craft as I do about you guys, as I see you. And I got rest on the headline as a blessing. Because we was going a different direction, remember? Mm-hmm. And then it was like, the Lord was like, no. Yahweh was like, oh no.
Like, y'all really,
and ever since then, Morgan,
y'all really changed my life, bro. Like, it's so crazy because I didn't even realize, y'all really inspired me earlier this year. Like, when you saw me at All Golf, that was my first time I ever did a performance, like a dance performance in front of people, like ever.
Wow.
And it wasn't until you believed in me to do it your show. Like, I'm in a bunch of dance companies now. I'm doing a lot of stuff now. That's why I'm crying. And it wasn't. And Sam was the first person. Like, the fact that she even brought me to the All Golf thing, like,
The fact that you were willing to do it.
like, it was just I didn't even realize it was a blessing that I was walking into. I thought I was just a quick little, like, okay, I'm gonna try this for the first time. But it literally, like, opened the doors. And then even you inspired me too. Like, it's so crazy. Like, just a couple covers I had with each of these people right here, it like actually made a big difference in what I started doing. So that's when I'm like, oh wow, like, dang, like, you speaking facts right now. Like, you're so right, and it really changed.
you turned into my little niece. I see her over there, I hit her up. I'll be like, what the fuck, you got this on the internet? Take this down. What is wrong with you?
I know. She's so hardcore.
I booked like 20 shows
She's
since
so
I
hardcore.
like, ever since I worked at your one event, like that, I've done so many events now because of your one event. Y'all's 2 events, literally, I've done like 20 events since, and it's only because of y'all's event. Cause like, I never put myself out there. Like, I know I'm talented, but like, people don't know my name.
All that talent.
People don't know my name. Cause I just wasn't getting out the house, you know. Yeah, I didn't even tell people who was it? I don't remember which. I didn't even tell people I did all this stuff either. Like, Sam didn't even know I knew how to dance. Or Sam.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
It was just
It
random.
was gorgeous.
Yeah, the dance was a random thing. That's why I'm like, it was
And
just.
that song. Remember I love that song?
Yeah.
I find that song.
It's called Marisol. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I remember you shared it with me, but it was a while ago.
Yeah, I can
I gotta
resend
find
it.
it again.
It's one song by Eniko.
It's the fact that you
Yeah.
open yourself up. You didn't have to tell me that you know how to dance. It's the fact that you shared what it is.
And at her show, when I danced at the end, that Lynetta saw me, and the thing is, we forgot to put my dance on the docket. Like, the show was already over, and I had a choice to still not go, because I already was freaking out. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna do that. The show was already over when Lynetta still saw me dance. Like, we forgot to put my dance in our show. I never was gonna dance, and it just happened. Lynetta happened to still be there, and we was like, hey, I'll do a little something for who's left, and it opened something. I did not expect that.
It was beautiful.
Exactly, because the thing is, I didn't go that hard, even at Figure Snaps and Poetry, I didn't go that hard with the violin. Obviously, I went more hard with
Well,
the
thank you, 'cause I know
dance.
you didn't have your own violin that day.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
I
you
have
know,
it now.
And honestly, the situation and circumstances was not optimum. It wasn't optimum for Lynette either.
Yeah,
To
so
her
the dance
standards
worked
as
out
well.
anyway.
You know, so at the end of the day, in spite of it all,
It worked out.
No, pisses me off. I be so amazed at how professional I be sometimes at somebody's videos.
Yeah, because, and I
It was
wasn't
not
feeling well that
either.
day, but at the end of the day, we all came together, we did good, we had a good house, people enjoyed themselves, you know, that's all that matters.
And the thing is, I play the violin. The violin isn't my main thing though. Like, I do all the things, but originally I started to try. Okay, so basically when I first booked the show with Sam, it was to play the violin, right? But like deep down I knew like that's not the most comfortable thing I want to perform, it was dance. I just wasn't comfortable and I need someone to push me.
Well, it was all beautiful.
Wow.
You said you wanted a cocktail?
What's that?
It's called Black and Blue.
No, honestly.
I don't
like,
know.
Don't it sound hard too, don't it? Gus, you gonna have some?
Let me tell you, it tastes like a spritzer.
And a
You
lot
have to
of
remember to credit yourself
That's
for
about that
opening
life.
I'm a
yourself.
bartender.
And a lot of people are
13
trying
years,
to,
like,
they're trying to discourage
She know, yeah, she know what she doing.
doing your event and her event because they were like, oh, you need more money, you should need more money.
Tell you alright.
You can't just expect to like get money off.
I know, with your band over here.
You know, artists like, oh, I think you're gonna get $1 million. Like, you have to trust the process. Like, a lot of people
And you
around me-
trusted in me in that same.
Exactly, what I'm saying is a lot of people were telling me, a lot of people were saying, you don't need to cut the form right.
And then she came up to the second event. There's a reason she did the second event too.
You could get it.
I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I'll be right back.
Oh, wait,
No, it's not, like, it's not about money, like, I understand, like, for example, she's like, I don't like working shows that I'm gonna get paid 200 or more, but the thing is, it's like, sometimes it's not about the money that you make out of the show, it's about the connections and the networking that you make to open more opportunities to trust the process, and I really appreciate that.
It's also just the way you performed it, you know? Like, you had an investment into it, you had a reason to be there. People see that. I think when you really like,
Yeah,
when you're invested in your craft, people see you.
And also, I think it's so ironic. I think it's so ironic I brought you here. Because the thing is, exactly, like, I didn't even realize this is the perfect place for me. And the thing is, you know what's crazy? Right now, you're just Morgan's friend, right? They don't know your Instagram. They don't know what you're capable of either. And this is a perfect opportunity for you to share with Lynette and let her know.
So how was that roast thing? You know, I never made that.
Here, wait,
before.
let's keep it
Was
covered.
it done or wait? That's what I was nervous.
Keep it
on.
covered, so
Be here.
people want to.
But before this all ends, I'm gonna definitely show them your stuff too. 'Cause I
Hey
think
guys,
Lynette-
the cornbread.
Now, I know you are live, right? So, you know.
If anybody wants cornbread,
But can we not skip over Lynetta to make it like?
are you part of it too? What is going on?
I made all this shit from scratch from my heart.
It's the cornbread, nigga. Oh yeah, the onions and stuff in here. Yeah, I don't know.
I ain't crying tonight.
How she said she made that?
I cried it up.
Look, bruh, y'all gotta see it. I gotta show Tanya y'all her Instagram. Cause right now she looks like a nice little student.
Oh my God.
Bro, she is like, first of all, she's like a model. She's like a beautiful, amazing model. Her paintings are
Just too fucking humble like you.
That's what I'm saying. Like she's over sitting here. I'm like, it's crazy because I wasn't even like, you were just my friend for school, but connecting y'all, you're an artist. You make art too. No, man. And like for example, at one of the shows, it was a girl. I don't know if you met her. She was at the Black Excellence thing. She was at the Black Excellence thing. One of the people who had their art shop.
She's there every year.
At her events, I might have her art out too. So I connect y'all. And she's like, sorry, I have the opportunity to show you. And I think a little simple to see. What's that?
Here. Here. So there's marshmallows on the microwave.
I think we're all gonna cry. It's crazy because I took so long.
I'm crying,
Yeah,
Danielle.
I was putting on makeup. That's exactly high energy, and I just feel so blessed. Like,
Was it working out?
we didn't ever just walk into like something we needed again. After this,
Yeah,
this is exactly where we need.
That's why I moved. Oh, I'm definitely.
Yeah, I didn't even know we were coming to. Oh, guys, let's get ready.
I
You want me to get ready that quick, get your stuff? Like, maybe they told me not to do too much. Cause usually when I
Yeah,
get
you gotta
ready,
listen to your intuition.
yeah, usually when I get ready,
You don't want to be.
Because first of all, if I
even
were
when
to
you
think
think
like
our intuition is what has helped us this weekend. Sure.
This is pissing me off because they're not even set up right.
That's what I'm saying, anybody wanna play checkers, I gotta rearrange them.
she here. She should be here.
She
She
listening,
listened to
looking.
price, but also
She
just-
listening.
he came up to me after both events, Mr. Hanging Money. Like, Roof and Rock said that too. Generally, everything you hear about him.
I'm about to take her
And I
away.
think somebody else who had told me not to ask me, I want to work with Sam because she's
Food
money.
made everything better.
Money hungry. That's funny,
Said
cause
you
like,
were
I
money
was,
hungry, really.
how much is the
Doesn't make any
whole-
sense.
some music on.
how much is the whole story? Artists who watch out,
Exactly.
I have to pay my rent.
Exactly, like you actually go out of your way and make sure you pay.
No, somebody said that recently
No.
about Traffic's Lounge too.
You know, my phone ain't doing that.
Oh, no, that was another thing, her saying something, and I was like, well, no, actually,
I have
what
my,
do you mean?
Well, think about it, the whole reason I left.
Look at you serving me something, girl. You know I ain't drinking that.
For,
Child.
stuff like that.
I don't even know
The whole
stuff.
thing was he was taking all our money.
I already know.
I
I
know.
already know.
I Uber to go.
I know.
I swear to God, you do that. I don't know what kind of shit it is, but you be lying.
Somebody was
I
doing
know,
it.
we be thinking
It's
that.
funny that somebody else told me you should have
I
money.
would literally be coyote ugly up on here.
I'm saying
I
I'm so in
think,
the
I think
hole.
they had something to do with it. Telling me that you are money hungry, and I know that's not true. You know who I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
I truly believe it's to do with it. Assistant. There's some stuff going on. Especially the art, no,
okay.
no, in general, like, a lot of artists out here, like, let's say, like, we all have good
Yeah.
intentions with these shows, but there's some other people I peep at our events who don't have good intentions.
Yeah, there absolutely
You
are.
know?
There absolutely are, but that's the whole thing. That's why you like you gotta stay accountable for yourself.
I'm gonna add
And I can give you all the receipts. You can see that I'm in the hole. I left the last 12 months was 200 in the hole.
You gonna get something to eat?
Yeah, probably.
Right. That's not what I was told at all.
No, it's 200.
I was never told.
Right, and I'm about to take this to this lake garden.
I think it is connected.
And tell you gotta get, go to the bathroom.
Remember how such
Okay.
and such goes out of the way to make connections with people. I think so.
Oh, the bathroom to the other.
I made sure to
Yeah,
pay
that's
it.
what I'm saying. Yeah, we're just realizing we have all these good events, and even though we're just doing all these events, it doesn't mean that, everybody has the same intentions for the events.
Right.
Yeah, that's
So
basically
we
what
sit
we're
there, every man for himself, and everybody's out here trying to get it. You know, we can partner, it's great, but Lynetta will tell you, sometimes you partner and people may steal your ideas. They may be partnering for different reasons, everybody has different motives.
Yeah.
So you just have to have discernment about who, you collaborate with, and that's all. Or you're responsible for you. Your artistry, no one can take that away from you.
Exactly. And that's why
You know
we're
what I'm saying?
emotional too.
Your words, your poetry, that's you. The way you show up is the way you show up, and it doesn't have to, not everybody's gonna like it, not everybody's gonna receive it, but we all have our own way of delivering things. There's space for all of us.
There is
You know, I don't know what the cattiness or pettiness is about. I'm not interested in that. I don't get involved in
I
that.
think what hurts people sometimes is they don't have an identity of their own brand. So everything they try to do is a collab. You know, like if you do enough collabs, you'll know like 70% of them ain't gonna leave production. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all can do a year's worth of work, but it's
Yeah.
never gonna see the light of day. So I think they feel guilty to invest a year and like you have nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
And
That's why I
80%
like
of
to have
labor.
my own page because I'll record behind the scenes and you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Even if we don't release this production, I got so much footage to do. I can still make content.
And 80% of our actual labor that goes into the things that are released, 80% of it you're not gonna see. Nobody's gonna know what you actually put into it.
And the thing is, people don't care about it the way you care about it.
Yeah, and that's your reality check, yes, but it's also just part of it. People don't even need to know how much stress I have for putting on these shows. The point is when you attend an event, you're supposed to be weightless. That's the whole point. You're supposed to come in and get inspired. You're supposed to come in. The experience is the ticket price for me. That's mine as an event producer. The experience is that is what you're buying. You're not buying somebody's book in the way that you go hear poetry. You're not gonna take that home with you. The whole point is that you are supposed to you're sharing time with the artist. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You're sharing time with them. You're sharing the stage with them. And that's why I do a lot of floor performances as well, because I think it really shows you the reality of what artists go through and how it really translates their message.
Yeah.
And I think that also, I don't know, Lynetta, I just want to say thank you for investing in art, investing in us, because as much as you say that we check in on you, you
You
are that
check
person.
in on
You really
us,
are.
sir. Way more than I check on you. You always check if I'm straight. Even if I don't make a response, sometimes you'll make sure,
I know, yeah, cause I'll be having to get that too. I'll be like, where you at, Morgan?
no worries, we don't gotta worry about that no more. Everything's good.
Shall we do a toast? Does everybody have some? Oh, no, let's wait for Tay, let's wait for Tay.
Wait, kind of.
Oh, yeah, you want me to one? I'll make you one.
I think what you was talking about too is like your intentions when you go into anything. You do like, are you coming in with the intentions of completion, or are you coming in to learn? Because if you go in to learn, it's gonna bring value everywhere. If you're trying to go win, you ain't always gonna win.
Yeah, and I've
And
had
it changes, your intentions or your goals change, right? Like, let's say, for example, you're just starting out, like you said, this is your first time doing this professionally, or you're being paid for it. You may need more exposure, you may want more exposure, you need more experience, right? So, but now I'm like, no, I'm past that. No, I don't need the platform, I don't need the experience, I don't need the exposure. You gonna pay me for my time, period.
Exactly.
And the thing about it is, Lynetta's, a lot of these people are not paying. I can tell you that right now. The fact that Lynetta pays her artists, she pays every single person that is helping, thank you, dear, because you know I'll probably give another one, child.
From the amount.
Oh, man, that's what
She pays everybody that's involved.
Exactly.
Nobody's doing that. When you at the gala, you saw a lot of volunteers. You know what I'm saying? You saw a lot of people
Myself
that
too.
are
Yeah.
just contributing, right? A lot of people that are also family, you know. But Lynetta's paying anybody that's in the room that's doing something.
Yeah, and I appreciate that.
And that's fair.
Yeah. And that's a disconnect that I have been having with like my loved ones now that I've been doing shows. They're like, well, how much did you get paid for this show? And I was like, the purpose of me doing that show wasn't for me to get paid for that. Like there's certain things like, okay, yeah, I might need, like especially when I got paid from Lynetta's show, it actually was a blessing. I didn't need that money at that time. But I've been picking up other stuff. My intentions isn't to do it for the money. That's literally not the purpose sometimes. Like, that's not
Or there's
why I
somebody
did
in
it.
their audience that's gonna
That's
see you
why
like,
I
bro,
wanted,
I
that's
got a
the only
show
reason why I
that
do
you're
shows.
perfect for.
Half the time I'll even offer to do them free, even if I am offered to pay, because sometimes my intentions is not to get paid. It just depends what kind of show I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like if there's a bunch of kids at a show or something, I don't want to get paid. Because I guarantee I'm gonna inspire literally all these kids to wanna pick up an instrument and dance. The point wasn't to go to get paid. It was to do something I love and show other people.
And
That's it.
sometimes the pay is not the issue. Sometimes the issue is people feel like they perform their best when they're getting paid. So you as an artist, you gotta be your best no matter what, no matter if it's two people out there. You know what I mean? That's what's gonna make you great. Cause then somebody gonna have to pay you for that.
Yes, and I can say with
You have no
Lynetta's event was
choice.
I can say that was the most anxiety I've ever had at an event, only because I knew there was pay on the line. The thing is, there's a lot of freedom when you're not getting paid with something, because it's like, okay, because I felt a lot of anxiety because I was afraid that if I made a mistake, like you would be disappointed or something. You know, like, oh, I messed up your show, like if my dance wasn't good.
But how do you know?
Right, and that's
Exactly.
that was another thing that remember that we had to tell, we were telling you before the show, that was, you know, what I like about creating my own shows is the way that I get to feed the artists or whatever that I book for the shows. So one of the things that I fed you with is nobody knows if you made a mistake.
Girl,
I
We don't know.
fabulous.
We don't know how the violin really supposed to sound as long as it ain't that girl.
Oh,
If it weren't for
Like,
you,
we don't know.
You changed everything. Remember when I used to play and I used to stop in between
Yeah.
and say stuff? Like I used to play my instrument and then I would freak out and like
She
literally
would be like,
sell
oh
the
no,
audience.
I'm sorry. I'll be like, stop doing that.
The thing is, nobody knows that from me, but I didn't know that until you pointed it out. I really didn't.
Yeah.
Because I
You
didn't
just
know.
gotta improvise. Cause you gotta remember, like, especially when you performing, the show is not the end of your piece. Like, there's so many poems I wrote and then went to the show, and while I'm saying it, I'm like, oh, I should have said this. So like when I leave, I just remember, or I write in my phone, like, change this, edit this, take this out, it's too wordy, you know what I mean? So like the performance is for you. It's to show you like you know what you're doing. I do this. You dig? Like that's what I tell myself at every show. Like this is what I do.
Yeah, it's for you.
Yeah.
Or not for nothing, I mean, it's funny, I see it in a different way, right? I see it in terms of ministry, right? That there's something that we have, that we all carry, right? Sometimes it's intrinsic, some of it, oh, you went to school for it, or, you know what I mean, maybe you're trained in it. I'm not trained, you know, traditionally in the things that I do, but it's something that I've been doing for a long time, right? So in a way, you're trained, right? Whether it's not education, but you're trained in experience and time, and hours, like they say. And there's somebody in that audience that needs that. They need that encouragement, they need to be empowered, you know what I mean? They need to know that they can do it, that it's possible, whatever the case may be. And you have to go up there and you just deliver it the way it is. And you find that the way you write is not the way that you speak it. So it always is different when it's off the page. Like some of that main poem that I do all the time, it's in my book. I wrote it 10 years ago. that it's grown legs, it does something different, it says something different. I never do it the same way. I mean, Lynette and I will always, we used to do this, we would have like our recap after our shows. We always talk about what we wish we had done, how we did it, how did we look, how did we sound, and we were all nervous, but no one knew that we were nervous, because sometimes you can use that energy and just let it go through you, move through you, and it propels you to even go harder. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I don't know. As an artist, it's hard because you have to be vulnerable,
Yeah.
but the fact that you just get up and keep doing it again, the fact that you show up is
Yeah.
good enough.
And you are inspiration, like, and people are, you can be, you know, you can be inspired by people who are younger than you, and people older than you can be inspired. Like, you're an inspiration to me, right? To dance and play the, you know, I used to want to play an instrument. Like, you inspired me, like, I mean, I guess I could probably do it, you know, pick it up on the side of the hospital instead of playing,
It's
like,
so much easier.
the king shit on my phone when I'm bored. You
It's
know,
never
maybe
too
I
late.
could try to do an instrument, you know, that's better, you know.
Yeah.
It's artistic, right? But, you know, also, I love these two poets, Cynthia Moe and Ajane Dawkins. Both of them younger than me.
Adore them.
I'm 41 years old. Both of them younger than me, right? Amazing poets, stellar, A1, right? You know, but it's not that I view them like they're better than me as poets. It's just that they've actually been performing the poetry longer than me. I probably been writing longer than them because of age, and I've been writing since an adolescent. However, when it comes to performance, that's something that they've mastered. So me, when I look at them, it's that. It's not, there's no intimidation. I'm really in awe of how, you know, they've mastered and perfected the delivery. Also, what I got from them is something
And
that
they're
her
not perfect either.
no, they're not. Something that, that's what I was about to point out. Something her and I used to talk about. Because we would like be like, oh, we going to this show, we going to that show. And I'll be the one like, okay, well, I know we could go do this over here, we could go do this over here, right? And so I would do the thing like, well, we, like, say if it's, for instance, let's just say Word Wednesdays, right? One time it was a Say Word Wednesdays, or it was we could go see Miss Susan Browder, Cynthia Moa, some other people, ladies at the Lincoln Theater, right? And they were like doing a tribute to like Nina Simone and some other women and stuff, right? I was like, well, we could go over there and be with our peers, or we could go over here with the women who we trying to be like. We went over there to the women who we trying to be
And
like.
that's when we discovered Cynthia, and I was like, we gotta follow her. And I kept
Found her,
and
discovered
now
her.
we're a great friend.
We both ended up saying something when they passed the mic around, right? And after that, they came up, Miss Susan came up with her friend and was like, oh, you know, hey, you know, we're glad that you spoke, you know, because we've been seeing both of y'all come out to all this stuff in the community and stuff like that. And Miss Susan always said, like, oh, I'm a philanthropist. And I was like, yeah, but I'm looking for a grant. So her friend's next to me, she goes, well, here's my friend with the grants right here. The friend says, what's your name? 2 days later, I had an email in my inbox talking about GCAC said you're accepted for this grant. You know what I'm saying? So it's also not about, you know, sometimes you be going out for something, but it's about being in the room.
Showing up, period.
Showing
up, whatever that looks like. Whatever that looks like.
Yeah, even if you like
Just your
understand,
presence.
bring the presence.
Just your presence.
And that's why I remember like your show, like I was so stressed out about it. Obviously things were going on that day, but I was this close to just not wanting to go.
But we were all
But I still went. But what's crazy and what really blew me the most about the show is after I got off the stage and went home, I remember crying because I thought I did bad until I saw the video. And it was like sometimes your brain will literally play tricks on you. I literally thought, like, I even thought I messed up. Like, I thought, because, okay, there was on the stage of the floor when I was dancing, like, there were lines in the stage, so it made it really hard to, like, dance. I thought it looked bad.
It
looked
really
really didn't.
But you powered through, and see, that's the thing, but
And I played it off because he told me not to stop and, hey, guys, what's up, my bad.
I was
If
like,
you didn't tell me that, I would have done that.
girl, nothing was optimum in that environment. No, really, nothing was optimum from start to finish. No, but from start to finish, things were not the way they were supposed to be, okay? So, at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do.
But it wasn't until you
No,
hyped me
you
up
weren't.
that I was like,
You
oh.
weren't right. 'Cause you
Nobody knew I was a rat,
Yeah.
but it was like everything. It was like, oh my God, the door girl. I figured out the door girl was stealing, child, but I can't even address that. I was just like, fuck it.
I didn't feel well. I was freezing. I didn't feel like myself. Like, but at the end of the day, we still got up there and delivered.
Okay, candid moment, right? My bra was not snapped
I remember.
the entire.
I don't know.
I remember you saying that, but it
No.
didn't look like
But
it.
my thing is, I just wanna know how did those boobs hold up?
That's what I'm saying. They were holding very
Listen,
well.
these are double D. I mean, so Russ got
No.
kids. He ain't
I was
he
with
listening.
you,
He
and
ain't.
we were in the bathroom. Why did we? I know that.
Listen, I wrote Steve Madden a letter, an email. Like, I thanked them because it was a Steve Madden role. I was like, because y'all see, I had on those pearl jeans with this fitted like onesie, right? So just imagine double D's, right? Imagine if bro and my staff. So just imagine if it would have. So I would have looked all kind of crazy, right?
I don't know. I don't know what's holding it up because
God.
that's
I think it was God. I think God was like,
Listen.
you got brought for a brother.
I emailed Steve Madden and was like, thank them. I was like, I this is an amazing bro. They emailed me. They emailed me back.
Send you some more.
They sent me 4 bros.
What? No way.
I didn't know Steve Madden made bras.
Well, there you go. That's why they think more.
I was like, this is the best bra
I
I ever had.
didn't know that they was in the bra business. You hear me? Because I wasn't. If I want some boots and some shoes, I want to see Madden
Girl,
for a
I'm
bra.
like, got that bra out of
That's the last thing I'm
They
thinking.
try to get quality.
I ain't going to see Madden for a bra. You feel what I'm saying?
I probably got that bra out of Ross or something. You know, you be in a discount store looking at
Yeah,
that.
all I know is I thank God that they held up because I didn't know that when you were standing up there.
Now the thing is, it's not that I didn't know that, but I did think like, they look a little larger today or something. I just thought, maybe I don't know.
Listen, till it was over, I was like,
Yeah, it happened.
all right, so let's get into it. All right, so Vinay, you're sitting closest to me. So, we are live. We've been live, y'all, all the time.
So we live on YouTube?
Yeah, we've been
Oh,
live.
okay.
We've been live.
I wish
Yeah,
I
we're
was
recording.
to say that we were live. I don't know.
We've been live for a long, we've been live for hours.
Well, who's watching? Hi, guys.
Wait, just
Hello out there.
Wait,
I don't know if I
just
can see
deactivate
who's
my
watching
Instagram.
on YouTube, like,
I
I
know.
know.
Can I bring us forward?
I need to go get a charger.
Can I bring us forward?
Huh? Yeah, you can look for it.
Oh, God, wait. Is this my good stuff?
I was like, yeah, do you want to ask?
You want a drink?
Look at you. Look at you.
See, bust and
Also,
look.
can I get one of these?
Bust and look, yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Are we
Okay.
taking a pause? Okay, because the host got up.
Sam's fixing the camera. I'm gonna get them a drink. And I'm gonna get
I want this to be farther down.
Do I need it? Do I try it?
Do we want to use the cow?
But I did like spinach chips. I wanted some more of that.
I'm about to get some more crackers for you. Is that some of the water?
Yeah. I could just try to put a little juice in it too.
Now hold on now. I'm gonna work how it.
Thanks.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, you can ask her.
So exciting. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, we can actually go over to the couch. Or we can move over to
It's
the
just
couch
like
now.
so fitting. Like we had a life-changing weekend, so this was like the perfect time to kind of do something and do reset. Okay, let's do the couch. Bet.
Yes, child.
That just inspired me. What was that song I was just singing to you guys? Who does that song? I was just singing that, but now I want to put it on my story. What's that song? Do you know the song that I was singing to you? I don't know what it is, but I just sang it. I don't know. I'm trying to find it. No. Yeah, that's not the one, but it's the older song.
Alright, I'm gonna sit there. It says, Rescue Goody, what is it? I'm talking about the net. That Rescue Goody had the crap.
Maybe I'll put
The only reason I kind of am getting an inkling that I should because like this would be a great opportunity to like tag. Like this is my Instagram, so I should.
Cleo Soul. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted one that's like back in the 90s, like a old school.
But Cleo Soul is a really good artist.
But I can't figure it out.
Cleo Soul is still a really good artist.
You said,
I said Cleo Soul.
She's a really good artist.
That's why we ain't singing. I'm like, what's that?
You not? Oh no, it's an old school song. I'm an old school vibe. I'm an 80s baby, so I love 90s music, 2000s.
And normally I probably heard it just didn't know.
That's what I'm saying. We probably know what the song is. I just don't know what's attached to it. Sometimes I just hear melodies in my head. And then it's Stacey.
Childhood. What childhood?
Oh my gosh. I know, I miss the music. That's the only thing, the element that's missing for me.
Yeah.
Then I would be on 1,000, right? Did you have a good time at the gala?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. The Excellence Black Tie Gala. Summer Madness, Hooligan. You know it's been sampled. This one has been sampled. We forget who the original artist is.
That's why I was like, who is that?
From Ohio.
Ooh.
I don't know. That's the reason I only wear. This is about to end in December. It's over. It's for 2025. So I gotta basically go get another one. Go do something else.
I'm also super excited about that offer, the wedding offer, because like they're very close. But I still think if they're offering a house, I might as well take it.
Yeah.
I know I don't like.
Like that's the biggest blessing I ever had.
But they might try to offer you more if you don't have hotel, so they'll take if you want to pass or instead of your regular.
I know I don't like apple pie, but it looks so good that I'm like, I just want to try it.
I don't know, ask them. What did apple
Oh, I'm holding out for it.
Do it taste like apple pie or no?
It tastes like it to me.
Yeah.
Is that sweet potato? That's
Yeah,
sweet
it's
potato.
sweet potatoes.
It tastes apple.
Okay, so where's Lynetta sitting?
I'm gonna sit right here. Are you sitting there next to us?
So you want me to sit on the outside of you? You want to be in the middle? No, I mean, but as the hostess, with the mostess.
Yeah.
You're sitting in the center. Where do you want to sit? Okay.
Alright, crackers are here, too.
Okay.
You want to do a pillow?
Everything's fabulous. All we need is you now, Lizette. Here, let me fish for that. Okay. Come on, let's get over here. Let's go. Let's get started. Okay. That's my bedtime. No, seriously, like I be winding down because I get up between 4:30 and 5. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, where I'm at in the world, I'll get up super early. My waist speed is like, for dear life. Yeah, I take breaks. Whew. I'm just breathing it out right now. It's me. I'm whispering like my waist speed is like. Oh, that's what I was supposed to. The post to tell people. Everybody post and tell them that we're live.
I still ain't fixed my
Oh.
thing.
That's just did something I saw the notification.
There you go.
It's live and it's recording.
I think I'm just gonna do that one, even though I can't find it. Alright. What is that song?
So listen, y'all, if y'all are just tuning in, we've been live. You can catch the replay. You catch some of the clips, but you'll catch the full conversation. I'm gonna edit it. Anyway, welcome to the Peel Back Couch Conversations with Finger Snaps and Poetry Chats. I am your host, Lynetta Shea, and this is a beautiful Friends Artist Thanksgiving that we have going on here. To my right, we have Russ. Good Life Russ. Let's get it right. Good Life Russ. We have Miss Morgan. Introduce your friend. Her plus one. To my left, yes. To my left, we have Miss Vinay Taylor. We have Tay. We have Deandra.
Hi.
And we have Sam. Alright, now y'all been watching all this time. We've been eating, we've been drinking, we've been laughing, we've been crying. We've been doing all the things. It's been like a great night. It's been a great night. But we're gonna get into these questions because y'all can only watch this video for so long, right? So let's get to the nitty gritty. So, Rex, we're gonna start with you.
Okay.
So tell the people who exactly you are and what is your respected form of artistry.
Man, like fully who I am?
Yes.
I'll tell y'all.
Give us the tea. We want to know. I'm drinking my drink while we're doing it.
Long format prepared.
Alright, so basically for work, I'm a cognitive behavioral therapy practitioner. I'm a Reiki master recently. I think it's been like 8 months. So I do meditations, a bunch of different things. Published author, got 16 books, releasing 3 more this year. Poet, father, owner. I do all the things.
Okay, wait. So 16 books. Let's just stop right there. 16 books. So in what time frame did you publish these books?
It's been about 3 years. I started publishing in 2022 in June.
Okay, so check it. June 2022, the man started. He got 16. I published my first book in 2022. I just got it. So that's like some really crazy work ethic. So with doing Reiki, with, you know, being a father, with, you know, doing all the other things that you do, and how do you find the time to really write and put energy into your creativity?
Well, for me, I had to decide what I wanted my catalyst to be because I've always been writing. So I realized if I wrote about my life and the things I talk about all the time, the things I do, like, then it should just flow out. And then the rest of the part was the discipline document, because we all write several books over a lifetime. We just don't write them down. So I had to start putting myself in environments and putting myself around people who were like, did you write today? Did you write today? Did you write today?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even as annoying as it can be, you get to a point eventually where it's just second nature. You'll start saying, well, damn, did I write today?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And from that point on, like, I just hit the ground running. Like, I don't know, I really spend all my time in art. Everything I do is art. Everything I do is trying to ask myself, like, not why is this happening to me, but how is this happening for me?
Mm-hmm.
How is this working through me? You dig? What can I learn? What can I process from this?
So even with that being said, like, you know, just that everyday balance, that it's like everyday introspection, right? It sounds like you're going in every day, like, you know, hey, really leaving what's for you and discarding what is not throughout the day. So as a Reiki master, what kind of inspiration can you give for people who do not practice Reiki, who do not even believe in it, but you obviously have found some sense of comfort and calm and tranquility in this sort of spirituality? What can you tell others to inspire them to either incorporate this in their life gradually, or just something that's real mild and subtle? Sometimes you might know you're practicing Reiki and you are, right? So what can you tell others out there as far as Reiki is concerned to keep the mental in that clear-headed space?
I think that would be the start. Everything we do, the focal point is our mindset. So a lot of times we start from a mindset of certainty. We start from a mindset of fear. So what helps me, what got me into psychology, a lot of people didn't know, especially because a lot of people like around me are just meeting me. So a lot of people didn't know I had autism, and it created this kind of like hyper focus in me, like listening to a song a million times, you know what I mean, and then going to the next song. So for me, when I came into it, how I still work, how a lot of my mentors work, like Basquiat, and they said, like, I stay in the mind of a child, so then I'm always looking to learn. I'm never feeling satisfied. I'm never feeling like, well, this is my best project, or I can never go higher than this. You know what I mean? I'm always in a state of, I'm in the beginning, so what should I do in the beginning? And the first thing is become a student. Like, you have to listen. You can't talk. You can't say, like, oh, I'm gonna have a Grammy, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna be in a movie. So then you're now allowing these things space to happen, because when you become certain and it doesn't happen, then you get devastated. Then you take off from work, and then by the time you want to work and now you regret all the time you took off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
how much time did you lose in that entire process? So for me, I started in the beginning and I asked myself specific questions. How would you feel if you started this and it didn't work out? You have to go into everything with that mindset. You can't be certain this is going to work, or this is going to get me rich, or this
Yeah.
is going to go platinum.
Yeah.
You have to be okay with it doing nothing, and then you can start asking yourself, okay, so what is success to me? And success to me is being able to create the art. Like, as soon as you publish something, you're successful. It doesn't matter if anyone buys it or watches it, but you have to believe that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And a lot of people in their art, they look for validation from others, and they can't validate the type of artist you are, because they are not seeing your entire journey. And once you get older in your craft, you'll start charging people for everything you did, not just what they're looking at.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So they can't have an opinion about your process. Like, you have to have that ultimate opinion. Like, okay, I feel fulfilled. Like, this is my art. I presented it to the world. I'm done. Whatever happens after this, you know what I mean, is either an addition or a lesson. But none of it should be like crippling. None of it should be like, oh, I didn't meet my legacy, or I wasn't Will Smith.
Right, right.
Because their journey is not your journey. So a lot of it just had to come with sit with myself, which I'm a very, very, very isolated person. Like, cause just I work a lot. Like, a lot of times I'm writing or I'm thinking, and my way of processing the world is getting it out on paper. Like, I love scrapbooking. I love dry erase boards.
Yeah,
Like, I have
yeah.
to see everything and then sit with it. And I'm like, okay, tomorrow we're gonna make a decision. But even when I write poetry books, like, I just let it flow. And all I do is edit, and then I do the order. But then it's out of my hands.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I love that. I love that. You know, I feel like as artists, again, like you said, we're caught up in what other people see as success rather than what is success look like for you. You know, if I wrote this poem or something, and what if for me, if it's just recording myself reciting it and putting it on social media, right? That could be like a big success, right? Because maybe nobody knows I have a fear of what people really see me as, or what does this poem sound like when I'm not in a room of oohs and ahs and having that feedback, right? What would it look like to get just, hey, this is me? You know, what does that real raw feedback look like? I think I sometimes go through that myself, where I'm like questioning, you know, is this? But I always have to go back to, this is me. This is my walk. This is my journey. This is my life. It's not gonna look like anybody else's, or it's not gonna look like what somebody else thinks it should look like. And I think as artists, we get caught up in that too, especially as poets. I think sometimes, you know, I had to come to terms with, you know, I had a whole like 13 full-blown hour conversation with a Grammy award-winning poet, yo. We went toe for toe, blow for blow about my art, my shit, you know, because we sensitive about our shit, you know. And then there was a lot of takeaways. But for me, there was also, I don't poet the way you poet. And just because I don't poet the way you poet, that doesn't make it incorrect. You know what I'm saying? However, you have an Emmy and I don't. Something that I want to get. So what I will do is position myself, what does that look like? I'll study, what does that look like? You know, for me, you know, it was even more so even looking into every award show that we have, period, has a spoken word category. We ain't never seen it, heard of it, you know what I'm saying? They ain't never televised it. So literally in my mind, what is it? I want to be that poet who got like the such the bomb poem that they like, no, this is going on the Grammys tonight. It's got to be televised. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I had the conversation with the man, but it's like, bruh, I'm trying to surpass you. Like, that's how my mental is, you know, and not in the manner of I'm trying to shit on you. It's just, you know, if this is the foundation, if this is the plateau, if you're the daddy and I'm the daughter, I want to do better. And that's just it. So I love that. I love that. So let's pivot a little bit. Tay, how are you today? Tay is just kind of she was not a part of the first FSPC. DeAndre, you missed. about you guys, we are live. Sorry. But they were my favorite cast.
We are the family members.
They were. So, you know, I give a lot of love and a lot of shout out to you guys or whatever because, you know, just the way you guys showed up for me, but the way that you showed up for yourselves. You know what I'm saying? The way you guys promoted yourselves, the way that you loved on yourselves, the way that you guys just really poured into it. Like, it wasn't just Lynetta was curating a finger snaps of voice chat. It was like, nah, this is our show. Like, this is, if it looks stupid, we look stupid. If it go wrong, it went wrong for us. You know what I'm saying? So I love, you know, that energy about it. So, we're not here. So tell the people who you are and what you do.
So hi everyone, my name is Deandra. What do I do? I'm from Houston, born there, and then grew up in Baltimore. So that's my background. And then I've been doing poetry, like spoken word poetry, and telling people my poems and things like that for about like 3 years now. And I'm starting to get more comfortable in that space. But then I also do like, I'm a multifaceted person, so I have my poetry where I reference like Black history, culture, music, my experiences, and then I also just have like content creation and things like that. So I have a travel page where it's titled D Wright Travels, and I get to express my poetry on there, but I also get to express like who I am and that I like to roller skate and I like to do videos and things like that.
So we've been watching, you actually do some pretty dope content. Like, I look at your videos and I'm like, girl, where is that?
Where am I?
I'm trying to go eat.
Where's She tells me what to do with the bonus. I love that page.
So, you know, how is that for you? Like, are you having fun really doing that? Oh, and let me ask you a really candid question, because I like watching mukbang eaters, right? But I also noticed, and influencers, a lot of influencers, sometimes when I watch YouTube videos, I noticed that some of them, they go in, they're getting free stuff. So how was that for you? Are you getting free things, or are some of the establishments like, absolutely not? Like, how is that working?
So I've started to get some like free opportunities, which I'm so grateful for. And like experiences and things like that, like just partnering with different restaurants or businesses that like, recently I partnered with Makers Social. I don't know if you all have heard that, but I love that business. So it's been a good experience, but it's also teaching me to like ask for free things. And you don't have to have like a super big following, and you don't have to always have those constant numbers for a business to want to work with you.
That's good. So, because you're going around, you're eating, you're doing all these things, right? So as a woman, we're so like engulfed in what we look like, our appearances, right? So how do you balance like, you know, keeping a healthy lifestyle, maintaining a weight or a weight that you want to be at when you're adventuring and doing all this eating?
Okay. I would say I'm definitely big on body positivity. Like I worked at a women's center, so being outside of like, I'm fresh out of college, and so I feel like I have put on some weight, but that's okay. Like I'm still like enjoying this era of my life and realizing that your weight is going to fluctuate throughout your life, and that is okay. That's normal. I think all of those things should be accepted, and so I do try to stay conscious of like eating salads and everything, making sure to exercise, but I also just want to live my life happy.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Too.
This is a great conversation. How do y'all feel it? This is like the tea. Let me have a drink.
I'm learning something new by everybody speaking. I'm like, and I thought I know these people.
But I'm like, you guys are way more talented than I thought.
Yeah,
I thought you were talented, but y'all are like superstars. 16 books in 3 years.
Right?
Okay.
That's
What? I was breaking my neck trying to get book number 2.
and I guarantee every single one of those books are quality too.
Listen, he's so amazing. He's so amazing.
I feel inspired just being next to you.
So Morgan, now, you tell people who you are and what you do, because when we had you on FSPC, you played the violin for us, and then you did a couple of beautiful choreographed dance pieces. So, tell the people, you know, who you are and what you do.
Okay, so I'm Morgan Payne. I just turned 25 last week. And I'm a very complex person. I actually am also on the spectrum, but I just got diagnosed a couple years ago. Because I had to push for it, because I just knew, you know, I'm a little unique. You know, I got a lot of hobbies, I hyper focus on a lot of things. I had to really bring that one to others, because I was like, I'm a little different than everyone I met. But basically, my mom is from Jamaica, so that's how I started growing up. And you know, there's a lot of talent in the islands, you know, out there. So I think that alone, having that in my DNA, is why I'm able to like dance so well and pull it out. But I can say, like, I started playing the violin when I was 10.
Okay.
They had it, like, they had a thing at the school showing it, and I was like, I just want to play it. It was my idea. I was like, I want to play the violin. And then I started doing band, and I started doing choir. I started doing everything, but I was doing a bit too much. So then I decided to take a little bit of step back, because basically in high school, I picked up maybe like 10 different hobbies. Like, I was doing cheer, I was doing dance, band, orchestra, National Honor Society, like a lot. And even though it was great, it wasn't a realistic lifestyle for once I hit like adulthood.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing I wish I would have learned. Like, as a kid, I was one of those kids who had a lot of talent, a lot of potential. I was valedictorian in my high school and everything. But when it hit college, it was like, it kind of felt like I already did everything. So then I didn't really know who I was anymore. It was like, okay, I did everything, and now I'm feeling like set back, because it's like I accomplished all these great things when I was like 18, but then I'm 21, not racking up accomplishments. And I didn't realize, like, you have to give yourself time to relax. You have to give yourself time to break. So because I like all these hobbies, it gave me a lot of anxiety, and I didn't really know how to manage my time, right? But as an adult, now I'm getting older, I'm like, okay, now you need to learn how to manage your time and pick things well. And it'll be all right. Yeah, that's how it happened.
So with you being like the youngest of the crew, you know, who performs or whatever, freedom of support you guys, and with everything you just said, you know, with having that overachieving spirit about yourself at such a very young age, was it something that was influenced by your parents? Did you feel that, you know, you were compensated for something, you know, or, you know, what did that look like for you at home when achieving so many things?
Yeah, well, I can say one that, I accidentally spilled my drink. It's okay, we can cover it. Wait, can you ask that question one more time? I just got distracted by the
So, that's okay. So your home life, you know, with you being in high school, with you doing all the things, being such an overachiever, what was your home life like? You know, how was that balance with your parents and your family, with all the things you were doing?
Okay, so it's ironic how you said, so as the youngest in this room, I'm actually the youngest in all, like most of my family too. Like the youngest, like I got like 13 cousins, I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest, like, out of all of them. So it feels like this in my family. But I can say it definitely was a compensating thing. My mom, she has 6 siblings, and she's the youngest, but she went out of her way to really push herself and, like, be inspirational and do some big things. So it's kind of like following those footsteps. It's like, okay, I don't want to disappoint. But it got to a point where eventually I realized I wasn't doing it for myself. I was doing it kind of just to impress others, validation. That was in the high school thingy when I was saying I was doing too much. I didn't have a real reasoning why I was doing these things. I knew I was good at them, but like I wasn't solid because I'm the youngest. I felt like, okay, I gotta compensate. You know, I'm so young. I gotta make sure I'm keeping up with everybody above me. You know, I can't fall behind. I want to show like find the drive and the passion. And now I'm here, and it's crazy that when I first met you, like that is when I had already decided, like, okay, I have the passion now, and I know what I'm doing it for, but I just needed an opportunity platform. You just happened to be there and gave me exactly what I needed, so I appreciate that.
So I hear a lot right now, you know, and I actually see a lot of my younger self in you, just kind of the opposite. So whereas, like, I didn't really have that support system, like nobody backing me. Like, I had all this ambition, but I had nobody being like, you're doing a great job, go for it, right? I was just like, I'm not gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, because the environment that I was in, nobody was doing anything,
Well,
right?
I can say that too, though. I had that. I never had to support. The thing is, yes, you're the youngest and you're really high achieving, but then when you're around a lot of people who are older and having achieved as much, sometimes it gets difficult to want to support you.
Yeah.
Because like deep down, they might have their own resentments and issues that they want to share with me.
Right.
Like, hey, I wish I accomplished
Right.
this at 20.
Yeah.
And I'm 40 and I'm doing it. And that's one thing I can say I've realized. I can say I haven't gotten a lot.
Not a spirit move. I was literally going there.
Yeah, because I can say even with my family, even though I'm the youngest in my family, I can say I didn't get a lot of support from them on these things. But as a kid, I thought it was because they didn't care about me. Now as an adult, I realized it's because they thought like, I'm smart, I had it. They basically was like you're so smart, you don't need me to go out of your way to show you this thing because you already have it.
Yeah.
That was the disconnect. I was like, why am I not getting support? But they realized I needed the support because they're like, girl, you're already thriving. You know things, you don't need support, you're killing it. But I'm like, oh, I could use a good job too, sometimes.
Right.
Every once in a while, you, because you don't want to, you don't want somebody to get a big head, because you also want confidence instilled in you.
Right.
Good, so, yeah.
Because when you hear nothing, it's like, am I doing good at all?
That's basically how it felt. It was like, I knew I was doing good, but I ain't hearing nothing. So I'm like,
Yeah.
am I?
Yeah. Okay, so I love that. I love how you found yourself, and I think that's a testament, especially to a lot of, the younger generation. Again, that finding yourself is something that's really big. We all have to find ourselves, whether you're going through that in high school, whether you're going through that in, your years in college, and sometimes even through your earlier adulthoods, people be like not even finding themselves until they done got divorced. You know what I'm saying? Because this was your high school sweetheart, y'all done got married, you didn't even know, y'all didn't know nothing. Now life with this person is over. Now you figure out you're baby with the nappy hair and not baby with the good hair, and this is the whole thing.
It's all good hair, okay? Hair positivity, body positivity.
All I'm saying is, you had to learn which Becky you was.
Okay? It's all beautiful.
We get into it. Listen, this is the Peel Bag. We've had a couple of drinks. FSPC. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm loving this deep conversation, but for name,
Yeah, y'all are getting
Miss
deep.
Taylor.
Y'all are getting deep.
Who are you and what do you do? Fire from her crown. Listen, this girl has got so many things going on right now. I'm just like, she's my own friend. I can't keep up. Tell us what you got going on.
I know. We don't keep up. But yeah, like Russ, I've been a published author since 2019, so I'm an international author and speaker and coach and performance artist. And I am New Jersey native and bred, okay? Jersey all day, every day. And I got here in 21. And what brought me here and what kept me here is actually Greater Columbus Arts Council that funded my project and my first poetry collection. They funded my first 2 books. They're funding the 3rd book that's going to be launching in March 2026. So that's what I do. And like Russ, I have about 15 publications, but not solo books. So I've done a lot of collaborations, and that's also a good way to get the experience. It's also a good way to meet people, to network. So I performed in a while. I was a performance artist, a singer, actress, a model.
She invited me to come out with me. Then she told me, you go, I go. Like, you got me.
Yeah. Right, because you know me. We just want to mingle, and I want to be outside. I was inside for 2 years, the first day, and I didn't know how I was going to get back into that and segue back into that. But through my poetry work, we got on that stage together. We supported each other. We recorded each other, and we just kept doing it. And we kept doing it over and over and over again. And we were nervous, and we were scared, and we messed up. And we were like, "Oh, I wish we could have did this way or did it that way." But we did not stop. And look at us now. Look at us now. People revere us. People, are inspired by us. People have, collaborated with us, and they talk about us when we're not even in the room, and they speak highly of us, like of each other, like when we're apart, even when we're not together, we're still together, and we're still joined in some way, and people look at it that way because we were both together so often, and that's how we met. This one over here, so inspiring, and she's always out. She's always so supportive, and just love her.
We was like, oh, she is fire.
Yeah, but I just thought she was just so gorgeous. She was just so cute, and yeah, cause honey, shout out to the brown girls. Okay, right, shout out to the brown girls. We making a comeback, right? What was it when the light skin guys and then the dark skin guys had it? But yeah, so that's what I do. That's what I do. Yeah, I can go on forever.
Let's flip it. So let's go around the room. Let's talk about how we met. Let's meet each other. Sam, how do we meet?
Yeah, how do we meet?
How?
It's okay. We met at Soul to Go.
Yes.
I
They were so
messaged
cute.
you, and I had to be there because I just got off work and I had to sign up in person because Soul to Go meets poetry night, meets a female on stage leading the whole thing. I was dedicated to be there.
Yes. She
It was
messaged me
incredible.
girl like, I'm gonna be late, but can you put me on the list? I'm like, I got you. Like, that's how we
So to go as well.
Yes. That's why this poetry
Every
night
week.
coming out.
Every week.
What I loved about you is you inspired me to really Deandra is how I came up with the name Finger Snaps and Poetry Chat. I remember. Okay, so when I first started the open mic poetry night, right? All I knew is I want to have a poetry night, right? And I was bartending at this bar out Eastern Canal, Winchester, right? And I want to have a poetry night, and the manager was like, nobody gonna come. It's gonna be whack. I said, oh, okay, cool. Actually, been knowing that Hightower since I was a teenage girl. Watched the movie Uninvited Guest. He'll spot me for like 2 seconds in the beginning. I was like 16 years old. I'm turning double Dutch road. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna look that up again.
So anyways, I've been on the Hightowers for so long, and I knew that they had Soda Go. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hit it, and I hit one of them up. And one of the girls who bartended with me was serving and bartending over at Soda Go. And I was like, I want to have a poetry night. She was like, oh, that's funny. They was talking about wanting to do different stuff over there. I hit him up. She told him about it. That was a devil come. As soon as I came and had the conversation, he was like, you can do whatever you want to hear. What are you going to do with win? Like, so I love that, like it was always, I always get this, you can do whatever you want to hear. What do you want? I love that energy, you know what I'm saying? So, but we were sitting at the table, I didn't really know. I was so excited, like, oh my God, I get to have this poetry night. And in my mind, I was like, I'm shitting on him out east because he's talking about it's going to be whack.
Wait, can we talk about that though? Can we talk about, first of all, a lot of people don't know this that are listening and that are already followers and subscribers, like and subscribe to this YouTube channel that you're watching with Lynetta Shay. But a lot of people don't know her story. A lot of people don't know all of the resistance, all the barriers, all the challenges, all the people that literally make it their business to keep her down, to talk about her, to tell her what she ain't gonna do. I mean, the fact that she's working at this establishment and this person's telling her what she's capable of. You gotta realize some people that you're around that just don't value you. Or to Morgan's point, they don't wanna see you do it because they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So anybody that's watching, just know that everybody on this couch has had some type of challenge, but this one right here is more than meets the eye. You have no idea what goes on behind the scenes. You have no idea what she is challenged with and what she's overcoming, and how many no's and how many people are trying to keep her down, even when they've seen her do it. Like, she's already doing it, and then you'll tell her like, oh no, you should be doing it this way. So just know that you need to know who you are. You need to know that you have an assignment and that you are here to run your race. Not nobody else's race, not Deandra's race, not Tay's race, but your race and your assignment, and you stay the course. Don't look to your left, don't look to your right, don't look at how they're doing it, what they're doing, or how good or whatever, bad or indifferent. There's somebody that has what you need or needs what you have, I should say, and you keep doing it. So I just need to say that about Lynetta Shay.
That's my girl, y'all. But no, so I was like, oh, I didn't know what it was going to be called. I was like, tequila stands, what did I was like, it's tequila's and stands.
Tongue twister.
It was like, Black baby feel this way. She was like, "Are you gonna? Is that the name you're gonna stick with?"
And I
was like,
you saying that.
literally, like, you know how Soto go, and it's like that table right at the end of the board. We were sitting at that table, right? And you were like, "Is that the name you're gonna stick with?" And I was like, "I don't know, maybe not." Probably. And I was like, "I'm not set on it, right?" I literally went home and was like, "I gotta figure out this name. And I'm not hating with the people, like."
That is so funny.
Is this before I made the video? Because
Yes.
I feel like it was probably me just asking what the name of it was.
Yes.
So I could highlight it in
Oh,
the video.
right, in your content creation.
Yes.
Yeah, this was probably like my second or third open mic.
I'm like, I hope it didn't come up that way. I think I was probably just asking what's the name.
Yeah, no.
Like,
I was inspired. I went home like, people when we ask me about the name, I need to get this shit together.
But no, but that inspires you. Inspired.
So I was not offended. I was inspired. I was like, the name is a thing. People gonna, it gotta be a good name. So it's Finger Signs of Poetry Chat, and people really actually like it. I love that I always be like FSPC out of the acronym thing. It's just
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah.
So how we meet, Tay?
Through the Young Foundation at say the word.
Symposium.
There you go.
Oh, okay, that's
At
what
the
we're
Now
talking about.
Foundation Symposium.
Okay.
Okay.
And you were standing up talking about your courage. And you were being original and not you. Chat GPT for their poetry.
Mm-hmm.
And I was right there with her like, yes, okay, because I'm so.
No, and then we go hang out.
Yeah.
And you came to hang out for 2 seconds with us.
After.
After.
Okay, because I had plans.
Okay, so Renee, how we meet? How do we meet?
Oh no, I told my story about how we met. No, actually I didn't. So I went back to the first time we performed together. The way we met, okay, my brother, he was doing dinner theater. He was premiering the dinner theater. I was just helping out. I wasn't going to be doing any stage management or anything of that nature. I believe he was doing acting classes. I remember you being in the acting class. I remember you talking about your wine, honey. She got spirits. Honey, she got wine. She was talking about her skincare. And you were vibrant. And I don't know if I came up to you. I don't know how we broke the ice, but I remember saying, "Oh, we need to talk."
You asked me about my blood. He was like, "Oh, you're author, me too."
But I don't remember when you said it. Like if you, I don't know if we were at the acting class and when you even shared that with me. But I remember saying like, "Oh yeah, we need to talk" or whatever. And from there we connected and we went through a lot. We went through a lot, really outsiders, with things that really had nothing to do with us. But I think that we've had real conversations, real drag out type, like, crying it out, talking it out, yelling it out, cussing it out. All the
Like
things.
a real friendship.
No, at the end of the day, no, really, you need real ones that you can really have conflict and discord with, because we always think that discord is bad, right? No, it's not. Or conflict is disagreement is bad. No, it's not. It's that she has a different mindset and I have a different mindset. Okay? And I'm like, no. You know what I mean? But then there's times when she has to turn off, and she's like, oh no, I need to reset. I need to recenter, okay? Because she's about her spirituality. So, all that's important. I said off the record earlier, I don't know if we were live, when he said, you need to know your identity. Who are you? What do you bring to the table? There's nobody else like you, and you are so unique. And once you lock into that, it don't matter what anybody else is doing. It don't matter how they're doing it. It don't matter what they're saying about you, because they ain't got nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
So that's how we met.
That's how we met. How we meet, bro? That's how we meet.
I don't even know. Y'all memory better than mine.
I don't know how we met either, for real.
Good Life Us, Good Life.
This show, Victor.
The first show, right? The headline was supposed to be a different person. So it went left.
Yeah.
Thank God. Anyways, so I was like, dang, you know, my headliner, what I'm supposed to do? And I was like, okay, God, what is this, right? I was online and was like, and then the way that I create shows, the way that I think about every single show is really like special. It's really very strategic. Like, you know, I'm very obedient with the divine. So it's really almost like I can have an idea, but it's more so like how he want me to move, right? Yeah. And so I had this idea, and it was like the divine was like, I keep telling you 3 times that the person went and the person. So shit, now I'm gonna make it go all the way left, right? And it did. It did. I said, damn, I'm Lynetta Shay. I can find a headliner like that. But I was like, but I can't just get anybody. Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, you know what?
Did you inbox them?
I inboxed Russ and was like, hey, you know, and I didn't say I was like, you know, I like your work, whatever, you know, can I, you know, link up with you, let's talk. We met at my cousin's bar, one of my cousins' way.
Yeah.
We met at my cousin's bar ways. He was already there, he was doing like an open mic there anyways. We sat and we chatted, literally, it was like talking for hours, like chopping it up right there at Waves. And that night I was like, you want a headline for me? I got you. I'm gonna pay you what I was gonna pay too.
And I didn't want no money.
Period.
She made me take the money.
Lynetta Shay paid. Okay.
Yeah.
Public service announcement. Not everybody is out here paying. Let's just be real about
Not
it.
at all.
She
And then-
paid.
And since y'all was already so far in, and I was joining, like that's the only reason I didn't want money, because I wasn't able to market and promote.
And I was like, we don't do
and
that.
she's like, no.
We don't do that over here.
Made me take the money. I'm like, all right.
Refuses
Gonna
free
argue
work.
with you.
Let's be clear. So the whole thing when I started Finger Taps and Poetry Chats, when I decided that I was going to pivot from it being a free open mic to a ticketed event, right? Where I'm going to have people buy into this, right? Okay. It's the vision. It's the foundation. Me getting a profit, I'll see that later, right? I'm not worried about it. I lose money every single time. I'm not tripping though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's what I'm doing for myself. I just told y'all I don't have, this is like what I'm gonna be so full when I go to sleep tonight. I just had a whole day. Artists, some of the best people that I can call a friend. You know, and when I hit DeAndre, she might not reply immediately, but there's never a thought in my, I never have to be like, does she not like me? Is it I do? Like, I don't, you know, get that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, I'm gonna be full when I go to sleep tonight or whatever, and I love that. I feel like I just lost my whole total train of thought.
But no, you were talking about how you met him and everything, and how you got him to the headline.
What kind of made sense?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I did the ticket, oh yeah, we took our money here because
Oh yeah, when you pivoted.
you know, thank God for, you know, I'm about to graduate December 4th from the incubation program, Lincoln Theater, so shout out to them, right?
Good Life Us,
Yeah.
former graduate. Hello.
And so the one thing, you know, going into this, you know, I encourage anybody who is an artist, you know what I'm saying, if you could get into that program, because it's very limited. So it's like 15 slides. And they gotta vet you. Like, they gotta pick. Like,
Very competitive.
people was arguing over me. Like, no, I want her. Like that's how, like literally, like it is, or whatever. Oh, you're good. You can go.
Bye.
And,
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too. Y'all like me.
People be in and
Oh,
out
okay.
throughout the year too.
Come
Yeah.
share.
We lost like half our class and gained new people throughout the year.
Oh, you mean people in the incubation job?
Yeah, they do.
They do?
They do. They
It's
don't
that bad? It's like boot camp?
Well, now
Bro,
it's
you
like,
get a whole stimulus at the end. Like, you don't even want this money.
now it's
You
more
don't
so
even
like
want nothing.
they want you to be there. So like if you missing too much class, they just gonna be like
Oh my
somebody
God.
else.
I mean,
But the class is once a month. So at the
Yeah,
end
the
of the
class
day,
only once a month. So
it's
like,
only
you
once a
missing
month.
multiple
And
classes.
it's even our foundation
Oh, okay.
skills.
It's for a year, so it's, you know what I mean? So
You're a model. What do you do, give it?
I'm a visual artist and a model.
Visual
Oh.
artist, model, you know, poet,
Nice.
content creator, you know, you do a whole bunch of all the things, right? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, this program, and it's like, okay, well, we have these, we're experts in our fields, right? But I'm making a money, so, you know, so you get into this program and it shows you how to structure a business to make money. What I'm doing with this is real bootstrapping. This is real grassroots. When an investor comes and looks at figures as a poetry chat, I got a whole ledger. Excel, you know, we in QuickBooks, baby. Everything that I purchased, every payout. That's why, you know, the first time when the first payout, you guys remember how it was a delay because I make with Fifth Third, and I was like, they had me go through this whole shit. They got a token through Zelle and a whole bunch of shit, y'all. I didn't know what was going on, but everybody got their money, you know, regardless, right? But it was a lot that I had to learn, but I wanted to do it the right way. Everything comes through the business bank account. Everything is A1, everything is legit. When I do these payouts, that way when an investor, we've been doing this for a year. When somebody comes to me in 2026, oh, and I'm claiming it, right? When they come, they're gonna be like, you did this, you did that, you had Miss Ohio International, this one, she got a whole poem of 1-800, like what? You know what I'm saying? Like what? This woman is, this person, you got these people? You got a whole woman staff. What you got to everybody?
You're right.
Like, you pay all these people, you never had a loan or a grant. So when they come to me, they're gonna be like, oh shit. Because guess what? I took my own money and bet on me. Which ultimately was betting on y'all. So when I wasn't just trying to have a show. Like, oh, I want to have a show just to be, you know, saying I got. Yeah. No, this was real strategy.
This is your resume.
Like, I want to have a show, but I want to have an impactful show. I want to have an experience. This is an event. This is not the open mic poetry night. This is not the. This is the. Now I do want to have another open mic where it's free to the community because I do want people who I want everybody to feel like their voice could be heard, whether you a beginner, poet, you know, whatever. But when you come to the events and you buy a ticket, I want you to feel like, why should you charge more for that ticket? You know what I'm saying? Because that was amazing. Like the show y'all put on, $25. If we bring that back again, $50.
Yeah. And the gallery one. That was my favorite show. Being attendee, like not performing in, right, at Sam's Gallery. I loved that one because everybody left there. Oh my God, I wish you got testimonials, man. I wish you had gotten video from everybody.
Are people crying here in the audience?
Because everybody there had something to say, like how they just loved it, they enjoyed it, and it was intimate, it was warm, the food, like you said, you get an experience. And a lot of people that didn't want to get up got up and they spoke and they gave their poetry, and a lot of them were scared. So, and they felt safe. So that was my favorite one.
I love that too. So if you guys don't know, I used to have a radio show called The Swirl, right? You guys can Google it, or you can Google it, but you could go on YouTube and search it, The Swirl with Miss Netta, right? And some of the old episodes will pop up. But what I loved about this is, you know, I was obviously in a studio or whatever. I would have people come on. It was talk radio, right? I was broadcasting live nationwide. This is a nationwide station, right? What I loved about it is that people would come onto my show and they would always say that I made them feel so comfortable that they would talk to me about anything, you know. So I think that it's a gift, you know. We watch celebrity interviews. And they'll be asking the celebrity something, the celebrity looking at them like, I know you just did not ask me that. You know, like that's way too personal, right? But I feel like, you know, for me, I don't know, it's a gift. You know, so I'm grateful and I'm thankful for my gift because we do play the game Popcorn Poetry at every Finger Snaps of Poetry Chat. The whole purpose of that game is to get everybody involved. I've been blessed too. I've never had. And the fact of it's purposely meant to make everybody be a part of the show. Everybody in the audience. Even when we were at Soda Go. Even if they didn't come for the poetry, ultimately they ended up staying. Literally, the whole building will be done right because y'all was there. As soon as I be like, all right, thanks for coming, I'll have a good night. Whole building get empty. You know what I'm saying?
There were not enough seats.
No,
They had to pull out seats for us. And can I also just say that it's a gift, but it's also a hard skill. These things people don't pay attention to. They don't see how you put effort into bringing a host for your food, how you put intention into giving out motivation to join us in the show and like have people come up there and like kind of battle each other right there. And these things people look over. They look over the host that you have greeting. Like, no, yeah. I just really believe that it's a hard skill as well. It's something you've habitually built up and people have learned to expect from you. And I just hope that you know that like people should not forget that this is intentional and that this is something that you put a lot of work into, and like remembering to do that each time. The execution unmatched.
Yeah, it's the details. It's in the details.
It's hard for me. I be stressed out every time, y'all. Like,
No,
I'm
it
telling
is.
you, I be like, Jesus, Lord, I was gonna work out.
Not for the week. It's not for the week because it never goes the way that you see it in your mind and in your head. And you're a perfectionist, like you say, artist, we're temperamental, right?
Yeah.
We're eccentric, we're dramatic, you know, we're all the things.
Yeah.
And you're that on top of the event planner, the curator, the host, the financier. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you're wearing a lot of hats. So, you know, yeah, it's a lot of detail. And if people, I wish people had appreciated it the way that I feel like this core group did, because we took it for what it was. And I mean, I know with you in Soul to Go, you know, we were with you. A lot of the people that were coming every week, right? Building up a following, building up your community, and coming every week, looking forward to it. You know what I mean? We knew what it was, so that when you did transfer over to the ticket event, it was like, oh yeah, like we ready, because this is like you literally outgrew that space. I remember how frustrated you were because it would be like we would be hearing the pots and pans and the forks and the knives and the bartender, you know, arguing this one and that one, and it was too much. It was loud. People wasn't respecting the poets. It was like, we up here respect the poets. Right. It was like, it was hilarious. I was walking through the crowd, so I'm like, you gonna hear me say this? Damn it. And so, yeah.
I love that.
So it was funny.
You was talking about that earlier too, V, when we were talking. You said something about redirecting. And I think that's so important as an artist on this journey. There's gonna be a lot of things that look familiar until you get in that situation. And like for me in college, I used to hoop, so like it still happens to this day. Like when I hoop, like I'll get butterflies, and in the beginning, I used to think like that meant I was nervous, you dig? And then after I did it for a while, I realized that was my body telling me like this is real, like this isn't a fire drill, like this is the show, this is everything you practice for, this is what you stayed up late for, you know what I mean? Like so it's whatever you tap into that.
Yeah, and it's exciting. And you and I know, I don't know anyone else that's like performers in terms of like acting. Has anybody done stage here?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so Lynette and I know that nervous energy, the butterflies, whatever that excitement is, right? It's obviously your nervous system telling you that you're about to do something that you've never done before, right? Because we think about, oh my God, fear, oh God, stop, no, caution, no, you power through it, you know what I mean? But we can use that nervous energy for the art, you know what I mean? Whether you want to deliver that poem with such might and fire and vigor and aggression, or you know, whether you want to, you know, deliver on film where you want them to see, you know, in your face and or in the tone of voice, like, ooh, this is intense. Ooh, we need to. I can't leave. I'm on the edge of my seat. Like that's all of it. You can use it.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah. Well, I've been loving this. This is so amazing. So I'm not gonna keep you guys too much longer. So I have one more question. Two, kind of, because one really don't really.
You know, how black folks, this is like, I'm not.
Right.
Now the pastor's like, I ain't gonna keep you long.
Alright,
I'm almost done.
So I'm gonna ask first, because I feel like the other one's not going with it. Okay, so your favorite dish that you ate today?
Oh God.
This is a two-parter.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Yeah,
Alright.
absolutely.
What was your favorite thing you ate?
Is it spinach dip?
Spinach or something. Okay. What was your favorite thing you ate? Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Can that be my answer?
All of it too.
No, seriously, I just want y'all to know I had two. And I am gonna have a third, or I'm having to go pick.
I'm literally like,
So all of it. Even though my favorite thing to eat though is macaroni and cheese,
Okay.
but everything, I love everything.
What about you, Rose?
I like the chicken.
Okay, what about you?
I was gonna ask, is it chicken or turkey?
Chicken.
I like the chicken because I don't know how you got it so tender, but I don't think I got chicken that cuts that well. Like my favorite food is macaroni and yams, but something about that chicken, I think it's just.
Yeah, Morgan had her little self had a plate, honey.
I was like, Morgan,
Yeah, I'm
that
gonna
plate
say,
big.
everybody know, at the cookout, we do dynamic mac combo.
Yeah.
And, ooh, yeah, that song line. You know that line is at the cookout. Oh my God, we didn't put that on. That's the only thing missing, because I know I love music. Okay.
No, for real.
All right, so that was my question. Okay, last question for real. All right, so
Green beans for me.
what do you okay?
So it was the green beans for me.
Yeah, them was a silent killer.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Oh, and the mocktail. Shout out to all the mocktails and all the non-drinkers in the world.
So what's the next thing you have coming up? Yeah.
What do you have coming up? How can people find you? Okay. How can people find me? By following me on, I think I'm on all platforms, so Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, at DWRIGHT Travels, DWright Travels. Again, I post all of my poetry on TikTok, and I'm trying to post more videos of that as well. Places to go in Ohio, just my life experiences, that will all be on those pages.
All right, cool. And even though you've been to open mics with myself at Soda Go, but you were an actual performing artist in Finger Time for Question Time, how do you feel like that performance stage impacted you thus far?
I would definitely say that was the first time I really saw myself be so confident. Like, some of you all know Jill Rose.
Yeah.
And so she really saw that in me that day as well, just being able to have all of my pieces memorized and come prepared and know what I wanted to say, know how I wanted to engage with the audience. I felt so confident and so great and just honestly special at that time, and just so appreciative as well of the opportunity to be able to share my work, especially because sometimes, you don't think it's that special or impactful, but then afterwards I was hearing people like saying, oh, I was feeling tears, and you really just did something special, and I think that was amazing.
Yeah. I would like to say that what I love about you, and every time that I see you perform, is that you seem to bring an imaginative nostalgia to me. An imaginative because you have this reminiscent past that seems so fruitful and joyful and abundant and happy, right? And as someone who does not have that, who did not have that, when I hear your poetry, I get to live, like, I'm happy with you in the moment. So when you was on stage and you're like, the backyardigans, and when grandma and you better get in here and
Close that
you gonna be
door.
inside or outside, which I remember those things, but just the way that you reminisce on these past things were so joyous and they were full of life. You pay a lot of really good homage to your ancestors. So if nobody has told you that, I'm sure they speak all the time, but I think that they're very appreciative of the way that you show up for them when you're on that mic and you hold that stage, because you are a product and you are the presentation of what still lives on through them and the stories that you tell and the history that you tell. And I'm pretty sure that your offspring will be able to see that too, whatever. But I think that you make them very, very proud for the way that you speak of them and the way that you reminisce on such happy time. I have this beautiful journey, have all of these things, right? And that's what I want to talk about when I display. If that's not the case, that's what you choose to put out. So I thank you for being that, because another reason is because being hurt and being in a trauma, I didn't want to be hurt no more. Everybody hurt. How the fuck do I get out of the hurt? I don't want to hurt. You know what I'm saying? So you bring that naturally, and I love that about you.
Thank you. Yeah. I actually wrote the summertime poem that you're referring to
Oh.
for that event.
I love that poem.
And yeah, I definitely see the joy in the room that comes from it. But then it's also like I have like more serious pieces as well. And I know that like, you know, I'll say a serious piece and then I'll just go back to my normal stuff.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
people are like, what just happened?
Yeah.
But it's just because I do hold all of like, you know, my ancestors with me and my own experiences, and you know, I'm trying to be better every single day.
Oh my gosh.
So Sam, tell the people what you have coming up, you know, where they can find you, what can they expect from you. You got a
Okay.
lot going on too.
So I'm primarily an event producer. I'm into artist development and I'm a gallery manager. I recently went into partnership with House of Kai. So definitely come check that out. It's led by Bobby Kai. Find us at House of Kai, CAIOH. For me, you can find House of Eli, HAUS of Eli. I'm also and disability advocate. I do love that there's so many like autistic and neurodivergent people in the room. So do look forward to pushing artists to greatness even more this upcoming 2026. We already have plans.
Pushing artists to
Major plans.
Come on, tagline.
Past that, look forward to the revamp of Sapphics Lounge. We've got a great lineup. We're expanding both to Cleveland and to Cincinnati by pulling them out to Columbus first, making sure they're out here. We're paying our artists better. We are, you know, like encouraging the quality of the art and the connection to the crowd, and just providing a safe space for primarily BIPOC-centered spaces and a lesbian lounge. This is super important in the time we're in. People should be able to kiss whoever they want, whenever they want. Come do that stuff. That's all I have to say.
Pushing artists to greatness. I like how she said that.
Okay, T, so we don't really talk too much to you or whatever, but
No, listen, this is about y'all. I enjoy being here, and I just want to say this, that I am so inspired as a spiritual person. I feel like I was here for a reason, because I am really talented and I am stuck, and I'm like, I don't know which way to go. But I literally have got something from all of y'all sitting here, so I appreciate that. And as far as what's coming up for me, I don't know yet, because I got a lot that's going on. I just want to sit here and listen to you guys, and thank you for having me here.
Thank you, Tay, for coming. You've been so sweet.
No, I'm serious.
so Maya, if you catch this, if you catch this at some point, Maya, she sounds like you and Maya need to meet. Maya's an amazing person. But yeah. I met Maya at an AVP workshop at the Lincoln Theater, and she sounds just like you. And now Maya,
She
is soaring.
Also, I have a podcast, Taste Big Comfy Couch.
See?
And I look to have all
Comfy
y'all.
couch. Come on,
Taste
comfy.
Big Comfy Couch.
Yes.
Y'all remember the Big Comfy Couch?
Yes.
Yes.
Come on, comfy. Come on, tell you something. It sounds like a warm hug. Come on, comfy.
Now this is my girl right here. I know my friend, but we talk about each other all the time. But V, tell us what you have coming up.
Oh, child, I've got it all coming up right now. As she mentioned, I'm currently in a book collab. The one of its kind, the best of its kind, The Fire from Her Crown, 21 authors come together, powerful women, multi-generational, multifaceted. I absolutely love it, the way that I wrote. My crown is actually figurative. My crown is confidence, whereas some people might have an actual physical crown. The way I wrote was very raw. It was just very freehand, and I just gave that draft over to the editor in terms of, you know, just making sure grammar that was right and the punctuation was right. It is infused with poetry, so I'm really excited about it. So that is available. You can find me on all platforms. Vernay Taylor, that's V like Victorious, E-R-N like Nancy, A-E, T-A-Y-L-O-R, Vernay Taylor. Just Google me. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And all my links are there through Linktree. And I'm excited about the third installment of my Life, Love, Lost poetry collection. Shout out to GCAC as they have funded my entire project. Book of The Fire from Her Crown. And I'm so excited. It's my first audiobook. Our voice is basically our artistry. Our voice. Yes, nothing. Yes. So Purpose, for those that know, Brooklyn Tankard, that's another book. I collaborated with her with our Impact Partnership. We co-hosted a wellness retreat in Bali. We're actually filming a documentary, and I will be in Maryland the day after Thanksgiving to record our title track for Pain, Peace, and Purpose. This is an exclusive, okay? I didn't know I was gonna be sharing that, but that's an exclusive. So Pain, Peace, and Purpose, that's gonna be coming out soon, so.
Banana Shake is exclusive all the time. So, Russ, listen, you're always moving. You do not stop. I can't keep up.
Do all the things.
So wait, so let me tell them, he gonna be at Voodoo Y'all on High Street on Thursday. But
Yeah.
other than that, you told me what you got going.
So I got a couple more books releasing December 21st for the winter solstice. I'm venturing into coloring books and kid books and comics this year. And then I got a collab poetry book with a writer I partner with that's in DC. It's called Talk to Me. So it's gonna break down all the intricacies of conversations, the good, the bad, the ugly. And it's kind of building like a sense of friendship. Because a lot of times we just jump into stuff with people no matter what it is, but we don't ask ourselves like, is this my friend? And then when the thing ends, we have nothing left to. I want to start teaching people like how to talk to each other essentially. Working a lot with House of Kai and Sam. So we got some events planned. I got a meditation on the 30th on Sunday.
Solo show coming up.
Right. So we turn Voodoo. So we're actually in the works of bringing a poetry event. So that's something I'm gonna work with them as well for next year. So getting back into space, doing a lot of events. Been thinking about getting back into showcases. I'm not sure, but we do have a soft release coming for the pod again. I've been podcasting for like 9 years. You've been on the show. I think we met before that though. So now it's finding time for me, not getting too busy, because that's been like my biggest reflection this year. And I've been noticing too with my kids, like I'm just, you know, and they love like all the things I do and who I am, but it's just I'm a little too busy sometimes and a little, you know, because when you get to working to a certain level, like you could just be on Mars all day and nobody know. And then you just try to sneak back on Earth. Like, what y'all been up to? Like you ain't been gone all day. So I'm getting better with being present, being more mindful of how much time like I'm spending writing, how much time, because these are just things like at the end of the day, like life is the most important thing in our relationships. You know what I mean? Like there's been people through us, before us, that's written 200 books, that's been in all these movies that did, and no one cares now. So it's like right now, for me, it's making memories, and I'm enjoying it. I also started embarking on the Discord, so that's been a lot. Trying to keep up with that daily. Yeah, so it's called Blue Wolf Rising. So it's for writers. It's for writers in general. Writers, inspired writers, and authors. So we're gonna have a lot of different channels set up. We already have a bunch now. Some are for healing, some are for poetry, some are for prompts. I'm gonna bring in different writers because writing that I'm venturing in next year is more screenwrites and playwrights and working on movies and stuff. Yeah. So I already kind of been playing around with it, but I'm about to take it like super serious next year. So I have people coming in to teach classes on the Discord about screenwriting, about playwriting. I'm going to talk to people about like independent publishing. I have published like authors who only went through publishers. So we're going to talk about that side of things. I have somebody that I know who is through Barnes & Noble. So we're just gonna have different people coming in, telling people what to expect. But most importantly, I'm preparing writers for like the journey, because a lot of writers don't understand, like no matter what you do, you're always gonna have to market yourself. Like I don't care how much things you have out into the world, like there's New York bestsellers, like phenomenal writers who still do podcasts and still do radio. And still go do that free show at the shelter, and still show up to their local library for free. You know what I mean? Like, so all of that comes with it. It's not just about the awards and the money, because writing don't pay crazy. You know what I mean? You better have multiple lanes. But for me, it's about I get to release something, and everything I think and feel and say, like, is going to be out there in the world. So it's like, that gives you a little more urgency to be mindful of what you're saying, because someone's going to read this in 100 years. You know what I mean? So what do you really want to say? So that's where I'm at.
So, like, I was wondering, because I have, like, started reading one of your books, I was wondering, like, what inspired you to get into screenwriting, and is there anything you want to reflect on before that journey completely takes off, since you're going more hard into it? Because reading your books, I think it's gonna come really natural, and I think it's gonna be really fucking good. I think it's gonna be really good. Seeing like Forbidden, I think it's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, where does that writing style come from, and do you have anything you want to preface with that?
Yeah.
If that's okay to hijack your
No, for sure. I think it comes more so just for me is what we consider in the spiritual like transcending. So just tapping into a different level of how you do things. So I believe like 85% of communication is nonverbal. So kind of like writing and poetry, like I don't want to say it's easy, you know what I mean? But it's a different type of communication. They can understand you more clearly. And I want to get more into not just the words, but like the body expressions. And okay, you feel sad. Show them that without saying any words. You know what I mean? And then a lot of the good directors and producers that I see, like they get hands-on with it. Because I always used to want to act, but I don't really want to act. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I could be married to an actress. I ain't about to be watching you kissing nobody every day.
Yeah, that's
So that's a lot.
No, that's deep.
That's a secure brother. Like shouts to him because I'm cool. So, so for me, it's just like I want to get in there and work with the actors directly. I want to be the person because, like V said, like I'm music every day, all day. So what I love most is when a director like has a scene in a movie and the song is narrating the scene, and I'm like, damn, that feels. I never even thought to look at this song this way. And then now every time you hear the song in real life, you get teleported. You know what I mean? Back to that point. So for me, movies are powerful. Like I'm a huge cinema buff. Like I watch movies. I watch thousands of movies. So now I want to bring that medium not more so for my release, but like a lot of us, it'll make me feel good. Great question.
Great. Wow. Okay, I love that. I love that. So this gonna be long. We gonna hold on. Morgan.
Right.
Yeah. What kind of people? What do you have coming up? What kind of people expect from you?
I'm not gonna lie, I got a lot of things. Okay, I'm gonna get it.
Wait, hold on. Before you answer, where's your violin?
I literally was just saying that. So everybody came and I said,
I
oh
know.
no, she asked for me to bring my violin, I didn't bring it. I wasn't
She
thinking
was
about
supposed
this.
to play it too.
My bad, I was over here thinking about this pretty crown.
She only had hands for one thing.
Because the thing is, I'm about to fit, this is about to end this year. Because it's only for 2025. So
Listen,
I'm
you
like,
gotta rock it
Yeah.
every day, baby.
Run it.
I think this is my, this is my last appearance.
Rock it every day.
Yeah.
Rock it every day.
Yes. Because I'm actually getting the tonsil like next week to get my tonsils run away from my health.
No, it would be tapped out. Mommy and my tonsils out.
I'm so happy about it. Like, you have no idea, I'm actually excited about it. Because I get sick really often. So it's like I've been getting a lot of opportunities, but I keep having to miss out with them because I'm sick. So this one's gotta go so I dance. But okay, so I have a couple opportunities I'm working on with myself, and it's ironic she's here. We're actually doing a couple things together too. So one thing I keep forgetting, I haven't actually shared this with anybody. For 2 months, exclusive. I'm actually like, I got a lead in like a show, like a whole show. I'm the lead in like a dance play show in Columbus. Like it's a black dance
Well,
company.
keep us posted.
But I'm the lead in the whole show. It's kind of like, it's called The Gift, and it'll be around end of January.
Okay.
And I guess I'm playing a kid, and it's basically like a Christmas story, and I'm playing like a young girl who wants parents, like a foster kid. But it's a dancing show, and we're acting like it's, think of it like a play. Yes, but not singing. It's
With dancing.
Yes, it's a musical, but with dancing. I'm gonna be dancing, but it's also a little bit faith-based, inspired, and it's actually by somebody I met at a runway show. Just happened. Who would have known?
It's like how you movies, honey.
Yes, and it's amazing. So I've been working on that, and yes, and I haven't even shared that one. But I also that'll be in January.
Exclusive.
Yes.